What we're going to look at now is an investment called government bonds, also referred to in Australia as treasury bonds or T-bonds. Traditionally, they're thought of as a very safe and low-risk form of investment. Now, why is that? Well, what we know is that the Australian government has never defaulted on a treasury bond, which is great news for conservative investors. Now, they are a loan to the government from the public, like you and me, with a fixed rate of return. Now, that interest is usually paid out twice a year back to us on the investment. Now, they're very similar to a bank term deposit, where you take an amount of money, you invest it with the bank over a fixed time period for a fixed interest rate of return. Now, what we know is that the banks will redistribute that money in the form of products like home loans, car loans, and personal loans. With the bank, that's how they do it. But what about the government? Where does the money go? What do they do with our loan that we've given them? Well, they're always looking to put it back into government initiatives. So we give the government money and they look to return back investment products to us. And that could be, for example, a piece of infrastructure like a brand new 50-kilometre highway right down the coast. So a very expensive piece of infrastructure, but that is how they return the investment back to the public or the citizens of a country. Now, the principal or the total amount that you've paid into that bond is returned upon the expiry of the bond, and that could be anywhere from 1 year right through to 30 years. But in between, there are 5-year bonds, 10-year bonds, or even 20-year bonds as well. But keep in mind, the longer you're investing, the longer those returns are coming back to you as well. Now, what are the costs of getting involved? Well, like any form of investment or even share trading, there is a small brokerage fee to start up. And what about the investment? How much do I need to get into the game and start getting bonds? Well, you could enter with as little as around $1,000, but usually much larger amounts are required. So we're talking about tens or hundreds of thousands of dollars. And it is, of course, for your benefit. The more that goes in, the more that's going to come back out. Now, they can be considered a high-risk investment, although we've said it is potentially very safe and the government's never defaulted. Anytime you invest your money into something without a guarantee of return, you have to consider the high-risk elements. Even with something like government bonds, they've been safe up until now. Now, what you need to do is put in place a risk management strategy, and that includes some things like stops, where if things go in the wrong direction, you can stop and get out and conserve your capital. The preservation of your capital is everything when you're in the marketplace as an investor or a trader. That is gold. That is what keeps you going and makes you a player in the market. And that could be your super. It could be all of your savings. So it must be respected. And make sure that you've got good advice, good analysis. People can help you. They understand these types of products. Have a look at our risk management video. And if that is a product that is for you, all the best with the trading of government bonds, the T-bonds. As for now, thanks for watching.